welcome back. Time for our Capital Report with Pat McGuigan of CapitalBeatOK.com. Pat, you just returned from a week-long trip to Israel. Why don't you give us some insights from your trip, starting with some of the regional concerns over Iran's drive to develop nuclear weapons?
You know, at a time that American energy exploration is pointing us in the direction of, if not independence, a lot less dependence than we've had vis-a-vis the Middle Eastern supplies of oil, and at a time that Israel is finding supplies of natural gas, in part with the help of Oklahomans. Those things combined, that's, you know, positive. The flip side is that Iran's push to develop nuclear weapons has the entire region worried, and has Israel, of course, worried. And so the question is, how will this threat to the peace and prosperity of the region be addressed? Because in the past, at least, Iran has made very aggressive sounds about its intentions. There's been a new government that makes more moderate noises. We'll see what that means. But in any case, the most concerned people of all in the region, from the reading that I do, are the other Arab nations. And of course, Iran is not an Arab nation, it's a Persian nation. But the concern of the other Islamic nations in the region about Iran's desire for hegemony, you know, for more power in the area, is a real concern.
Israel obviously is a major player there, but talk about their role in the world economy.
You know, one of the most interesting things is the emergence of Israel, which is rooted in 19th century socialism, kind of its original economic construct, beyond, you know, the religious implications of reestablishment of the nation in the region. Their economics began with a socialist orientation, but that has really transformed. Today, it is one of the hotbeds, if not perhaps the center of high-tech innovation in the world. And basically, going all the way back to the early days of Silicon Valley, the relationship between Israel and the United States industries in high-tech has been absolutely seminal. They have stunning levels of private investment now, because there's a hopefulness about the future that, as bad and tough as things look, that they will in fact get better. One of the things I heard while I was over there that I thought was interesting was, this is an old nation but a young society. It's an old nation of people, peoples who have inhabited the earth since the dawn of time, and yet as a society Israel is still finding its way with a lot of serious challenges, you know, because of the West Bank and Gaza and a lot of other issues, the Golan Heights. But I was fascinated to be there, and their economy is really a driver.
Let's see if we can get this in. You saw a presentation by the Oklahoma legislators on a pro-Israel resolution. What was the response to this by the Prime Minister's spokesman and by the Speaker of the Knesset? It
was really pretty electric. Yli Edelson, who's the Speaker of the Knesset, their parliament, single chamber like Nebraska, interestingly enough, he said that he had wondered if he really had the time, you know, to meet with a visiting delegation of U.S. Oklahoma legislators led by Paul Wesselhoff. Then he read the resolution. And he said, I'm not here merely out of kindness to meet with you folks, but out of deep appreciation for the sentiments expressed in the resolution. He's called it a breath of fresh air. His response was very powerful. It was remarkable. And he addressed it the way he did because of the content of the resolution. And then Mark Regev, who was is the PR spokesman for Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, he was eloquent in addressing it. He said, you know, we're a strong country, we have democratic governance, we have a high level of participation in our elections, we have an independent judiciary, we have stability in the midst of tumult, and you people seem to understand that all of that is quite an achievement in this region, given the neighborhood we live in.
Impressive.
Yeah, it really was.
I don't know that we have time to get to this last one, but shall we say e-cigarettes? It's starting to heat up.
Yeah, let's talk about it some more later, but just to wrap up this segment, it wasn't just Ada this week, but also Shawnee that passed resolutions equating e-cigarettes and vapor with smoke and tobacco. Now, OSU did back off of its intentions to ban e-cigarettes on campus. My reflections on this are that there's an awful lot of intrusion on human liberty going on in our society these days, and the NSA is just one example of it. This is kind of troubling, and we'll chew on it in a future segment in more detail, but I did some reporting, and I will say this, it's the most hits I've ever had
Really?
on an internet story in, I don't know, 5 or 6 years.
Well, you can read more about it and these and other stories at capitalbeatok.com. For Pat McGuigan, I'm Alex Cameron. Have a great day.